Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love for AP50s. I'm going to be talking about building wheels today. Now this isn't an AP wheel, this is off Modulera Trials. I've had some help stripping them off the bike and taking the tyres off. Now the original wheel had the stainless spokes already fitted, so I had to undo the nipples rather than cut the spoke with a spoke key. This is the sort of spoke key that is a lot easier to use than one of these, but they are slightly more expensive. You do have to make sure you get a kit with the right size nut part on it. They come as a kit like this. This is my second kit I brought because my first kit didn't have the nipples going small enough. Now before you take the wheel apart, you want to set it on the jig and measure, making sure you remember which way round you have it on the jig. The jig consists of that, so you want to make sure it's on a level surface. I make sure these are upright and square and the spindle is level with a trusty Wix spirit level. Now the spindle comes with two locking rings to lock the spindle in the lateral direction and two of these cones. Now these cones are actually a little bit big for the bikes that we use, so I had some machined up by the supplier, who graciously supplied them extra and free of charge. Now when you measure it, I find rather than messing about with the bit that comes on the jig that always seems to move all over the place, I use a trusty square. I measure the distance without making it sure on there. You don't have to use a jig. You can use your swing arm, making sure the spindle's locked in the same place, or your front forks. They're going to be locked in the same place, but you still need to, from the fork or the swing arm, measure this distance. As I said, you either undo the nipples if you're saving the spokes, or cut through them if you're not, and discard. If you cut through them, make sure you wear goggles and watch out for the sharp edges. Now when you lace the wheel, if you look at the spokes, you lace the wheel on the floor. Now the inner spoke on the side face nearest you always leans forward. See, it leans forward, leans forward, and if you go onto this side, leans forward, leans forward, leans forward. You'll find the rim has different angled holes. I'd like to start from the valve hole. It gives me a location all the time. On most rims, these go on the inside. Now you lace them one side at a time. Put in, well, one side of the inner spokes first, making sure you do the nipples up evenly, but only a few turns, but make sure they're all about the same. You then spin the wheel over on the floor, do the same on the other side. You will find when you come to the last couple, you'll have to undo some of the spokes you've already done to feed them in, because the rim won't move so much anymore. You can then put the outer spokes in. They just go in from the other side. You poke them through and they're a lot easier to do, and they don't get caught up on anything. Now what you do is, with a screwdriver, because the nipples have a little bit like a screwdriver head, with a screwdriver you do them up. I do them up about 10 for the first go, 5 for the second go, and 5 for the third go, until they get reasonably taut. Not tight so they ping, but tight so that the centre of the rim stays in the right place. For me, I found it easier to set the roundness up first. So if you haven't got a second one of these, take a note of the measurement you've made. Elongate it. And put it underneath there. The noise is quite handy, but you can't do that with chrome spokes. I'm lucky in that on here I'm putting on some stainless rims, sorry. You can't do it with chrome rims because you'll scratch it. What you'll have to do is put some masking tape over the end of your square so that it doesn't damage it. Keep it on there and spin it. See a nice even sound for me, telling me I'm circular. You then, what you do, where it's too low, you tighten the nipple up. If it's too high, you loosen the nipples, but you do them 2 at a time, one inside, one left and one right, to keep them even. Then going back to your previous measurement that you took, you put it against the side of the rim, making sure you've got your tape on the end if you've got those chrome things, and spin it again nice and slowly, about this speed, and you'll find at first the thing will be waving all over the place. What you do, if it's too far, you tighten the spokes on this side. If it's too close, you tighten them on that side. You'll then find you come to a point where you've got it round. See, now these, you'll find there's always a bit that wobbles, and that is where the weld is. You try your best. Italian rims in this case, you can actually see it there where it dips in, but it doesn't on this side. So Italian rims are absolutely crap quality, but you're talking about Japanese rims for your bike, unless you buy some of the stainless ones that I do sell, but they're made in Taiwan. I've never checked the quality by building one up myself, but if I get to do another bike, I will. But the rims themselves look pretty good. Now, when you've got it all nice and the right shape, you want to go round and with a screwdriver or something, tap the spokes. They need to ring. If they don't ring, they're too loose. What I then do is go round and do them all up another half a turn. If any are loose, you can do those up a little bit more. When you've done all that, you need to check it again. It's usually still in the same place, but I always find that if I come back the next day, everything seems to have moved a bit. So I always leave them till the next day before I put the tyres on. This one, what I did, when I checked this measurement here, I built the wheel to the measurement, but my square came loose. So what I had to do, knowing these are neutral, is use the spirit level across them and check the gap between the rim and the hub. So there you go. Let's see if this is uploaded.